Today I'm fishing at Longbridge Lakes, which is in Romsey. I'm using my float rod and my carp rod today, and my target species today is bream and carp. I'm just about to cast out my carp rod now. Here I've got a 1 ounce weight and then a hook just with maggots, and then there's the 1 ounce weight. So I'm going to just try to cast this towards the middle. Lovely in the middle. Got my carp rod cast out towards the middle now. I'm going to go and check my float rod. So I'm going to reel the float rod in now and put some new maggots on and give it a recast. So I'm just about to reel in my float rod now and put some new maggots on. The maggots which I'm using today are just mixed maggots. I like using red and white down here. So I'm just going to thread the maggots on now. So I'm just going to put 3 maggots on the hook. I'm using a size 16 today, and for my carp rod I'm using a size 8 hook. Right. There's my 3 maggots. I'm just going to go and cast this back in. Got it tangled up in the tree. Still flicked out. As soon as cast out, I've had a fish on. Right, I've got my float rod set up again, back out in the water. Now time to keep a close eye on the float as well as the carp rod. This is my second time down Longbridge now. My first time I came down it was with my mum and sister, and I caught a couple of eels and some bream and a little odd roach and rudd. So today I'm down here, started at 9 AM, and I've caught some fish down here this morning off camera. I'll put the photos in the video later on of what I've caught down here recently. It's been about 20 minutes now since I cast out my carp rod. I'm just going to give it a reel in and see if I've got anything, and then give it a recast. Snagged up and stuff there. Oh, caught a nice little bream. I'm going to have to get my net out. this is the bream which I just caught on my carp rod. This is my biggest bream all day. There's a lovely catch on my carp rod. I'm just gonna quickly rebait it up and get it back out there. So at the moment all I'm doing is just getting the maggot, putting, since it's a size 8 hook, I usually put a good odd 4, maybe pushing it 8 maggots on here. Right, I got my hook all baited up. Time to give it another cast out. There's my cart rod set back out. Now I'll quickly check my foot rod. Oh, no maggots in the hook, so I missed one of the fishes. Put some maggots back on my float rod. Got 2 white maggots on this one and 1 red. All I'm doing with this float rod is just flicking it out underneath the tree. Now just leave that. It's been a while since I've checked my float rod now, so I'm just going to give that a little check. Ooh, got a little fish. Probably the tiniest one I ever caught. Apart from the minnows, which I caught down with me the other day. Oh. My phone fell on the floor. This is the little fish which I just caught on the float rod. Right, I'm just going to re-hook some maggots in my float rod. Right, there's the maggots hooked on my float rod. I'm just going to cast it back underneath the little tree. Now I'm just going to check my carp rod. Feels quite tight at the moment, so that's probably just due to the weight. Actually, I think there might be a fish on. No fish this time, just a bunch of weed. Right, I've still got my maggots on this hook, so I'm just going to give it a cast out again. Got both my rods back out again. Now it's just time to wait. I'm gonna have some lunch, have a drink, and I'll turn the camera back on a bit. Once the rods are out, I'm gonna have my lunch. I'm gonna have my cheeky beer now. And I've just got myself some cheese and onion crisps and salt and vinegar. Finished having my lunch. Off camera, I just caught another little roach on my float rod. I'm gonna give that a cast back out now and also check my carp rod now. I've got a fish on this one. Got a funny feeling it's either it or another bream. Off. Got another bream. Finish unhooking that bream on the carp rod. I'm just going to get both rods cast back out again. I'm going to start with my carp rod getting cast back out first, and then I'll sort out my float rod, so I might change my weights on my float rod to get the depth a bit more deeper. But just hooked my float rod a minute ago. I'm going to get that one cast back out, and then we'll sort out my float rod. Massive fest myself getting a tripod and GoPro at this point. My phone's constantly falling. There we go. Right, and two. So I was saying, I got my carp rod all hooked back up, ready to go. Just going to cast it back where I had it earlier in the middle. Everything's going to start at the moment. I just kicked my drink over. Got my rod cast back out now. So, just cast my rod back out towards the middle. So I'm going to sort out my float rod now, get some more split shots on the line, and cast it back out underneath the tree. I've got my float rod set back up now. I've bunched a couple of split shots near the hook now, so I'll get a bit more of a depth, and they should naturally hook themselves. So, I'm going to put that back out now, and I'm going to give my carp rod a check as well, because I've been seeing a couple of hits on that. So I'm just going to cast out my float rod again now. Fish on. Only little. Where's my disgorger? Great. Just lost my disgorger. So it's just another little roach. Oh, my camera quality, I need to rub my lens. Yeah, it's just only a little roach. Gonna get that back in the water and go and check the carp rod. Check my carp rod now. Another bream on my carp rod today. This is a great session. Right.
Seen any carp hooked up?
Nah, not today at the moment. Just only got a couple of bream.
Yeah, fuck that. It's terrible thing.
Yeah. So at the moment I'm just unhooking the bream. Oh no. Gonna get into the water. There's the other bream which I caught today on the carp rod. Let's go back in the water. So that's my 4th bream on the carp rod today. I've caught 3 of them on my float rod today and a couple of roaches so far. So anyway, no time to waste. Let's get these rods back out. I just put my float rod away now. I'm gonna use a different rod and use a hair rig with some fake corn and then also a weight. So let's get this cast out and hopefully we catch carp now. Got both rods out now. I'm just gonna go and check my carp rod now. Got a little baby bream for this one. This one's a bit mishooked. Gone through the side of the face. Alright, here's my bream on the cart rod. It's getting back in the water. Off camera, I just caught this bream on the cart rod. Let's get it back in the water and cast back out again. Right, I'm gonna get this cart rod cast back out again. So I'll put some more maggots on it. Gotta get this cart rod back out there. Coming towards the end of my session now down at Longbridge. Gonna reel in my cart rod and give it one last cast. I think I've got another bream on the end of this. Another little bream. I think I lost count of how many bream I caught today. But yeah, here's another bream. Alright, I'm going to bait up this hook again and make it my last cast of the day. Let's get some fresh maggots on here. There's my hook all baited up. Let's get it cast out.
We'll go back a bit.
Yeah, of course.
Sorry, mate. Really in that swim.
Right, I need to reel my line back in slightly because I accidentally cast into someone else's swim today. But yeah, I've got my carp rod back out again with everything set up. Gonna slowly start packing up, and then I'll give it about 10 minutes and I'll reel in my carp rod and end the day. Right, I'm just gonna reel in my carp rod now and call it a day. No bringing this past. Well, that's my session down Longbridge today. I'm going to get everything packed up now and get ready to go home. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Give us a big thumbs up and subscribe to Angling with Riley. Out.